So the reasons and the claims for prefab and modular, and the reasons why this industry is emerging, is there really said to be four advantages. One is financial, one is speed of deployment, one is reliability, and one is efficiency. Now we're focused today on the financial. Efficiency, especially around energy efficiency, we do build into our models. But if something like speed of deployment is really critical to your data center, then we're not tracking that in this discussion, and it might overcome some of the economic issues. One point to make is it's a really pretty complicated equation. One of the things we found is that every scenario is so different. The financial comparison between traditional and modular is depending on your level of reliability or availability, your tier level. It depends on your location. It may depend on the climate. It may depend on what you pay for land. It may depend for what you pay for energy. It may depend on the cost of capital. It can depend on all kinds of things. So all of these variables can actually end up being quite complicated, but certainly the financial one can be very complicated. We did a survey, an Uptime Institute survey that Matt Samsbury alluded to earlier, and a couple of observations from that survey. First of all, we found that most data centers, that they expanded at chunks of below 500 kilowatts. Now this, we think, could be quite significant because that plays very well to the modular market, because most products, modular products out there, as most suppliers do have products in that range, whereas building or expanding traditionally, unless you've pre-planned for it, can be quite difficult. Now, I'm not in any way saying that this is definitive, because it depends on what your traditional build looks like and how you've planned for this, but that may play in favor of modular economics. A second observation is the much touted speed of deployment in the modular world does not, it doesn't look as though people are willing to pay extra for that. They don't necessarily value that. And while there are quite a lot of different ways of viewing this chart, what we really take away from it is modular data centers need to have an economic advantage, because the other key advantages are not necessarily clear. And if everything else is equal, people will probably favor the traditional build. If they don't value speed of deployment, and they may well just say, well, we'll go the traditional way, unless it's a clear reason. So we think we need to show, or the industry needs to show, a priced advantage.